Hello. Good afternoon, and welcome to the RBN Roundtable. My name is James Fauntleroy. I am your host for this beautiful evening. It is so good to see all of you here today. Just to let you guys know that Roundtable is here for you guys on RBN on a regular basis. And I have with me two gorgeous, beautiful faces with me on the camera screen. Do not adjust what you're viewing. Yes, your picture is this gorgeous. All right. Here I have with me the brilliant, savvy Sav, Sabrina Salvati, and the unholiest of unholies, Rome, is here with me today. So good to see my brother and sister. How are you all doing today?
Ladies
Doing
first.
good.
You know me, man. Still the same OG. Been doing some things, but I'm glad to be back. Not as busy as I was a couple weeks before, but it feels good.
Yeah, dude, I've been pretty busy today. I had to go apartment hunting and all that stuff because I have like a month to move now, and it's just there's a bunch of stuff going on right now. It's a lot, but just to let everybody know, please make sure to click the like button if you are new and you're seeing the stream. If you like what you're hearing. Excuse me, if you like what you're hearing. And also, if you are new to the channel, please make sure to smash down that subscribe button. Hello to everybody who's watching on YouTube, Twitch, and Rockfin. It is so good to see all of you here today. I just want to give a hello and salutations to everyone that is in the chat. Sam, is so good to see you here. Cape Socialist is in the building. Angela is here joining us today. We got Holly Horn also in the. Yep. Hey, Holly. You got to say it like that. You know how we be, bro. We be trying to get sweet on them, trying to,
hey. I need. I don't know. I'm a trick, man. I need that money.
All right. Screw Google says, go ahead, get you some food. Gamer is in the building too. You got Angela as well. All right. Amy is also in the building too. So good to see you in the chat. Oh man, it went up on me. Hang on. All right. Sweary Fairy is in the house. I hopped on a TARDIS. Yes, you did. All right, good doctor. Good. All right. The Revolution Continues blog says, I imagine you switch over from CJ Stream. All right, you did you did one of them.
That's a network for you,
Yeah. Max says, all right, you know what's up? We know what's up. It's so good to see you here. All right, we got Lawrence Johnson in here as well. Why am I getting quieter? I have no idea. Yeah, Sam already in the building too. So good to see you. Methodical Madness. Ooh, Little is in here too. Ashura, we're going to be talking about some deep stuff today. So be sure to stay tuned.
CJ, JB is acting like this teacher. It's going to be a hard day because he's acting so fucking nice. And he's welcoming you all and he's letting you chew bubble gum and all texting your phone. This nigga about to pop up with a pop quiz or some shit. It's going to be a hard day. These are tough subjects that we're touching on. He's just trying to warm you guys up to the channel. I'm not falling for this shit. I see through your shit.
Don't get me started. I can't even get to this now, Ro. Where Pilgrim is here. Oh man, this is actually Lucky Burrito. It's so good to see all of you here. Let me see, Bryce, Lawrence. Look, I can't. I don't have that much time because there is, there's so much to get to. So anybody who I didn't get to say hello to, it's good to see all of you here. Now,
it will start raining. Oh my God.
On this country, it already has, baby. It already has. So
in America.
Yeah. So let me share my screen really quick. As all of you know, I'm not sure if this. Let me see. So it's been updated so far in Uvalde, Texas, about the shooting that happened at Robb Elementary School. Updated to 19 kids and 2 teachers that were shot and killed by a gunman, and he was 18 years old. And so our hearts go out to the people who have lost family members in Uvalde, Texas. But look, I hate to put it this way, but we're becoming used to this, and it's something that should send us to outrage that this is happening on a regular basis, right? Savvy, Rome.
Mm-hmm. It sucks because you're right, and a lot of people do see this and just like carry on with their day, or you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They see it on their radar. They just see it, and that's that. They used to feel some type of way about it until it happens 1,000 times over, and now people just desensitized to children murdering each other, and these white supremacists, these terrorist organizations, just going out here targeting minorities and targeting children like it's nothing. And I think we need to get our head out of the game. Like I put out a video last night, I believe. I've been so high, I don't know when I put out these fucking videos. But I put out a video, and I remember I said that everybody's too busy consuming, everybody's too busy working, that we don't have a stronghold on our communities. We'll be able to sniff out people when they're going through things like this. People will be more open-minded to talking to their neighbor when their people is actually going through it. We won't have to send them to send these juveniles and rehabilitation centers who's not going to rehabilitate these people, who's not going to help them out. We really gotta take control of our strongholds, the ones that we live in, that we pay taxes in, and we pay our rent. And every fucking day we got to make these things. We got to make things around us better. We can't wait for somebody to come around and make these better, because the people that's around us with the power, they're gonna make life better for them. They're not worried about us. You know what I'm saying? We are disposable at any time.
Yeah.
And these are evil people that's in control. I always tell you guys, they don't care about the people that they are hurting overseas, and they don't care about your children here either. So you guys really should just look into talking to one another. Fuck the differences. Fuck the Trump flag from the Black Lives Matter flag. Fuck the whatever car he drives to whatever this and that. Put all this shit aside. Put all that shit aside and think like this. You only live to about 65, 75 years old in America with the healthcare that we have, right? That's not a very long time. Things are going to be here when we are gone. The things that we created, the movements that we created, hopefully, right? We want them to be.
Yeah.
And if we are looking at the things that are just happening in this day of age, then we will be stuck, and we will leave our future generations behind, because that's conservative in nature, and we have to progress. We have to do better. And if you guys don't get out there, man, things like this will continue to happen. If we don't do the real inside game, not going into the Democratic Party and try to change anything, going inside your neighborhood, and policing and teaching the children better, trying to build community gardens, libraries, whatever you can do. These people need mental help. We got to address that. It's so much shit we have to address, so many things that we have to fight, and so many things that we have to fight. But it is a fight, and it has to be fought, because if we sit back and let this go on, one side is fighting and we're not. That means we're just getting our asses whooped, like we have been in these past generations. But that's all I got to say.
Yeah. Savvy, your thoughts? And Savvy, before you answer, I also want you to include from an educator's perspective as well. If you can include that in your comments as well too.
Well, when it comes to like mass school shootings, this is mainly a problem in the United States.
Yeah.
So I want people to understand other countries. I'm not saying they've never had like a school shooting, but they do not have them at the rate that we do in this country.
Mm-hmm.
And I was talking about this last night and I had to ask myself, why? Why do we have that problem in this country, right? So let's go back to the healthcare issue.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have healthcare for everybody in this country. So sometimes we found that some of these shooters in the past, right, they've had like mental health issues. We don't offer universal health care, and some of the health insurance plans that we have don't include mental health.
Yeah.
So you have to take care of people's health. It all starts with that. If you're not taking care of people's health, look at what happens. Now, I'm not trying to make excuses for the gunman, but the point is, like, we live in a violent country. America is incredibly violent. You don't see these issues, these recurring issues in places like Canada. You don't see these recurring issues in places like Germany. You don't see it. You see it right here in the United States. And there's a reason for that. People here are really angry, really bitter. We don't take care of our people. That's part of the problem. Yeah. And another thing I wanted to point out too about the situation, I found out after I streamed last night, apparently the police didn't do anything for an hour after this happened. So then this goes back to the question of the police state, and do police actually protect us and prevent crime? And I've said this multiple times, and I said this to Professor Reed this week too. Police don't really prevent crimes. We just had 2 mass shootings pretty much back to back, from the one in Buffalo to the one in Texas. This is not a safe place to live. This country isn't safe. You can't even, like, the kids can't go to school. You can't go to church. You can't go to the grocery store. This is a violent country. Now, what's the difference? Do they have guns in Canada? Yes. Do they have guns in places like Germany and Sweden? Yes. Are they going around doing mass shootings all the time like we have in this country? No. So what does that tell you about the consciousness of the people in this country? We don't have gun reform. And Chuck Schumer just made it very clear last night, they're not going to pass anything. And this is why you can't count on the politicians to do what they need to do. Now, this is a shining moment for someone like Beto O'Rourke, where he could just point fingers at Governor Abbott and say, see, this is why you shouldn't have him as governor. But Beto O'Rourke's response isn't good either, because he wants to take guns away from people. I don't think that people should lose that right. So we have 2 polar sides of this. And I don't understand how, after all these years, we talk about gun legislation, we talk about some type of reform, but the politicians that we have in office can't pass anything. So what do? We can't count on them.
Yeah. And one of the things that I honestly think is they're always talking about the treating the symptoms, but never the underlying cause. What is the underlying cause as to why people are, we have people doing this? Part of it is because, part of it be somewhat of mental health? Yes. Is part of it white supremacy and just this wickedness, evil type of ideology that we have permeating not just within our society, but also in different echelons of the government? Yes, that's also part of it. There's so many different reasons as to why some people, because they're under undue stress, they act in an uncharacteristic fashion because of the way our system is set up. That's also part of it. So there are many different varying factors, but the problem I see is nobody actually wants to fix those in order to fix the issue of the violence within this nation. They don't want to fix the issue of the imperialism, which also is a top-down effect, which also affects the violence of this nation. So because they don't want to do that, then this is what we have. When your children are being shot at, when your 6, 7, and 8-year-olds at school are being shot at, it's really chickens coming home to roost because of this nation and its fecklessness and doing its due diligence with the people. Because let's be real, They also have, you know, some pretty powerful guns in Canada, but you don't see this as well. And here's the thing. People also don't count when police shoot people who look like us. They don't count that either. And so it's like their thinking is like, oh, well, it's just the people who don't have a badge that are the problem. When we're saying, no, it's the people who don't have the badge the problem, and it's also people who do have the badge are the problem. And because they are also the problem, the powers that be don't want to fix it. Why do they want to fix it? Because that means that they would literally have to take some of the power away from the private security that's employed by the state. And so when that happens, when we actually talk about defunding the police, people are like, well, what about the mass shooters? Well, maybe if we actually refund it and put more investments into the communities, maybe that would diminish the amount of mass shooters that we actually have. So we wouldn't need to have a bunch of cops that are sitting out there in front of the people, pepper spraying and preventing them from going in to save their kids because they won't go in. Maybe, just maybe, we can actually prevent these issues from at the underlying cause. But they don't want to because they don't give a shit about your kids. They never did. They never did. Because you know what your kids are to them? Your kids are just a few of potential laborers that they lost because of collateral damage because of their power. That's all your kids are to them. That's what your kids are. And so this is one of the reasons, because for somebody like, I consider myself kind of in the middle of this, but for somebody like CJ, Nick, and Rome, who are like, yeah, no, you're not going to take our guns away at all until police are unarmed.
Yep.
And, we're coming at it from a left revolutionary perspective, right? For people who are, deeply conservative, I'm not talking about the people who are working class, who are conservative, who have been brainwashed by the Republicans and blah, blah, blah. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the powers that be. For them, it's no, we can't do that because that means that if we have to take away people's guns, that means we have to take away the cops' guns, and if we take away the cops' guns, that means that nobody's going to protect our capital and those of us who are super wealthy. So for them, that's the case, right? And so, and then you have some people in the middle who are just want to disarm the people, but at the same time they want to keep the arms and to quote Fred Hampton, the pigs who wear blue, who basically want to shoot us with impunity, right? So the thing is that what we're talking about is, okay, yeah, let us keep our Second Amendment rights, but also let's cover the underlying issues that people have, that people are that are dealing with, because it's obvious that we have some very big problems in this nation that have to be addressed, but they won't be addressed because the people who are in power don't want to address it. Plus, also, what happens when shootings like this happen? The amount of gun sales skyrocket. Now, who would have stock in gun manufacturers? It's all capitalism, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's just some of my thoughts. I wanted to get into a video that I found, but before I get into that,
this whole time. Holy fuck!
oh no!
But I just wanted to say this. I find it funny that these people that know better, that they know the government is against them. They know the government don't like black people, brown people, et cetera, don't like poor whites, whatever. These same people are asking for the same government for solutions. Dude, the solutions for your government, from your government for your kids will be to strain them out just like they strain you out. Think about how much kids take from society. They don't pay any taxes. They don't go to work. They don't really contribute anything besides really pushing us to work more. You know what I'm saying? More for them. They because more children we have, more we have to go into their jobs, and et cetera, et cetera. But why are you guys looking for these solutions Why are you guys looking for them to create these solutions when you know what we need and you know that they would be in the way? This makes no sense to ask your abuser to stop hitting you or to find a better way to work around. That way you won't have a black eye when you go to work. Y'all need to stop with this bullshit. This government doesn't work for you. The police doesn't have to protect you. And some fucking troll racist fuck was in here talking about 17 shooters in Chicago. Oh, fucking well. You want to know why black people killing themselves in Chicago? Capitalism. Because y'all people brought us over fucking here and created the projects, put guns and drugs in our neighborhood. This is a project. If you don't understand that, shut the fuck up. If you don't understand, you know what I'm saying, how deep this shit goes. It's just not about us shooting each other. It's not about whites or blacks or mass shooters. This shit goes deeper. It's mental shit. It's financial shit that we go through. It's all kind of shit that we go through. Territories and whatever, et cetera, shit that you would never understand because you don't want to understand no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers look at the scar and talk about and want to talk about us hurting each other. But where did those scars come from? How did that scar get there? So motherfuck you. Anyway, y'all people need to build a way and build roads and bridges into these other communities with amongst each other to make things better, to make things rock for you. If you want anything, like I had put up a tweet not too long ago, if the civil rights era taught you anything, it should be casting. You shouldn't have to. You don't have to cast a vote to make change. Every right that we have right now, we never took a vote on it. You know. Women laws, all that shit. We fought on the streets for it. We fought on the streets for it, and then we got it there. It wasn't somebody promising us some future or something better once they get in a position of power. We made the people in a positions of power do what they were supposed to do. So when we went after child labor, we went at it on the streets. When we went after them for weekends, we went in on the streets. When we wanted liberation for black people, we wanted our voter rights, we wanted our freedom. They went on the fucking streets. So why do you think this fight is any different than any of those fights? Those fights, not even 30-something years old, 50-something years old. What's the difference? Who has changed in the government? Most of these people are still in the government. That was in the government back when Jim Crow Joe was running wild. Okay. So what's the difference? You guys are going to protest and then what?
Yeah.
That's where you fucking up at, because you always got to have a plan B no matter if, okay, so we're going to protest, we're going to strike, we're going to do this and that. But if the government doesn't meet our standards, this is what we're going to do. You got to have a plan B. You can't just go back home and think, you know what I'm saying? Well, we can just do it, try it again. You know, ain't no more quarters. You all out. Game over, bitch. Because they already took over your strongholds. They already know what your leaders, the community leaders, you already put yourselves out there. You might as well go all out. Stop asking for solutions from the people who cause these problems. What the fuck is wrong with you guys? You guys have Stockholm syndrome. Damn near everybody in their own way. Because some of these fighters on Twitter that I have seen, some of these so-called socialists and communists are asking this government for solutions. Like we don't have them ourselves. Like we haven't been out there on the streets telling these people, this is what we need. This is how you get here. We don't have climate activists chaining themselves to the door with the data they have been telling. We know what the fuck we need. We know what the fuck we need. Stop telling them. Because once we tell them what we need, they're going to use it against us. And they're going to run on your fucking pain. Bernie Sanders, AOC, etc., etc. Well, I'm tired. I'm sorry, y'all. I haven't been here in a minute. It feel good.
I was just going to say, I mean, this is the problem I think that America has with individualism. Because yes, you can come to America and it's all about individualism and you can fight for yourself and look out for yourself. But in doing so, we lack community. And when you lack community, You don't really know the people in your community. So you don't really know what people are going through, how people are feeling. You don't know about their financial struggles. So we don't have that. We don't take care of our own people in this country. We really don't. Like when you come here, you can talk to people who have immigrated to this country. And I'll tell you, I've talked to many of them. They will say the same thing over and over. When you're here, you're on your own. You have to fight for yourself. And when I look at the way things are now, we're just living in late stage capitalism. This was bound to happen. Like, this is where we are right now in this country. And I told people last year when they said, oh, things will be better in 2022, not in reference to capitalism. Look at how things are right now. Inflation, you have people who have kind of like lost it, 2 mass shootings, days in between each other. This is absolutely ridiculous. But the problem that we have is that the powers at be, the people who are in these political positions, aren't trying to fix the problems because of individualism. They are looking out for themselves. They're looking out for their own wallet, their own pocket. They don't really care about helping the people that voted for them and got them elected. And that's the problem you have in this country. People here, the politicians, they care more about the corporations and businesses than they do about the people. That's the difference between this country and some of the other countries, where some of the other countries actually care about the people in the community first. That's why they give everybody health care. That's why they give everybody paid vacation, paid leave. That's why they'll give people free college. The people come first. Here, corporations come first. And it's no different in DC as well. So it's a mess. I don't want to go on too long. I know you have a video, JB.
Yeah, so I am going to share this video that I found. Wait, hang on. Oops. JB, get it together. All right, let me see. Here we go. All right, so this was shared, and everything makes much more sense when you see it. There's not much dialogue, but I can show you like what's going on. Basically, this is video. This is video of the police holding the parents back from going inside the home while the gunman, the shooter, is inside the school, and the police are out here just holding back the parents when there's nobody in there to try to protect the children. So this is video. So there's a part where they have somebody on the ground and they're trying to subdue that person because that person wants to go in and try to save their kid. But they're not, but the police aren't going in. So hang on, let me see something really quick. Why isn't that guy? My question is, why isn't that guy going in there?
The cops went in there. This is the thing. The cops went in there. They got their children out of there, out of that school.
Wait.
The cops took their children out of the school.
Hold up.
And barricaded the man inside of the school.
Wait. Hold on. Wait, Rome. Please don't tell me that was the actual.
Their children out of that school.
Please don't tell me that's the actual case. So
that's the actual case.
That's the thing. That's what we were saying. That like it took them like an hour.
Bro,
it took them like an hour. That's the thing. That's why I was saying the cops don't really protect you.
Bro.
So who's better to protect your children? Think about this.
So,
this is why I said we need to govern ourselves. We need to police ourselves. Think about this. They went in there and took their own children, bro.
Well, wait, hold on. Wait a minute. You mean to tell me that they went in just to get their own kids and basically said, screw all the other kids?
Yep.
That goes back to the individualism. That's what I'm saying. This is how people think in this country. People worry about their self. They don't worry about the community.
I was under the impression that they just didn't go in. That's what I was under the impression. So the fact that they actually went in to get their own kids, but they didn't bother to save the others?
Yep. Everybody out for their self.
Look it up. It's underground reporting. All this shit is underground reporting. Damn near everybody did an interview out there. Look this shit up. Everybody is talking about it. The cops save their own children. And this is why we have to save our own children. We can't depend on them to save us or help our people when we call them for a mental checkup, a health checkup, or whatever the fuck you call it. We can't depend on them when to stop somebody and just to giving them a speedy ticket without giving them a fucking bullet. We can't depend on them for nothing good. So why even have them? What the fuck? If you want your children protected, be that protector. Stop consuming all this bullshit America is throwing at you and take back your fucking community. Take back your community. We're going to take some fucking L's. We're going to have to go without lights, gas, water for a minute until we find a way to take back these electric grids and have the proletarian, the people that work there, to actually turn back on these water lines and so on and so on. But God damn it, y'all, something has to change. We can't just sit here and let this shit go on. It's not even just the police. It's the FBI, the CIA. They've been knew about this man's plans. They've been knew that he had a footnote and a digital footnote. And they did nothing with that information. That's not the only shooter that they had information on. The last shooter that they let go national, he had a digital footprint. And they did nothing to combat it. Now think about if we had the power, if we had the information on someone like that. You think I won't go out there and stop somebody like that? Hell yeah. That's the next trip we doing tour for the poor in. You got me fucked up. We taking a visit, however you want to say it. But these people have to be stopped. But they want them to carry out they want them to carry out the shit. Death is nothing. You guys are nothing but numbers. 19 people died. Not Sasha and Keisha and blah, whatever these kids' name was. Not humans. 19 people died. You guys are numbers. But to us, you guys are neighbors, cousins and sisters and brothers. You see how that go? We got to look out for ourselves because that's all we got. How the fuck can you depend on somebody else to look after your fucking children with a gun and a badge and immunity?
Yeah.
These motherfuckers can do damn near anything. We done had cases of police officers and security guards sexually molesting children. Can I say that? In schools. And it still won't take them out of these fucking schools.
I'm going to show this article really quick, but Sabby, your thoughts?
Yes, I mean, I'm glad Rome mentioned that about them having information on people beforehand, because that's not the first time that's happened. Like, there's been multiple times where they already had been alerted. They already knew that this person was probably going to be a problem. They already had information about it, and they don't do anything because, like I said, cops don't prevent crime. If they were really trying to prevent, let's go back to September 11. They had information ahead of time. They had information ahead of time. This is something even Cynthia McKinney was able to point out. Did they go in and try to prevent and stop this from? No. They don't care. They don't care. This is why I'm telling people, like, I really do believe that some people in this country, they think that chaos will be good. They really want us to have chaos because they believe that out of chaos will become peace and obedience.
Mm-hmm.
So not everybody who's in a position of power that's supposed to serve and protect is actually planning to serve and protect. Some of them just there to get a check and get the benefits. And those lazy ass cops that were standing outside in that parking lot, instead of being in there trying to hunt down the shooter, that's a perfect example. People need to stop believing what they see about police when you watch these TV shows.
Yeah.
All these cop shows, CIS, what is it? CSI, NCIS. That's not real.
Law and Order and
yeah,
Blue
Law and
Bloods.
Order. They don't do that. Go
Hell.
shadow someone at a police department for a week and see what they really do.
Yeah. Even Rush Hour is propaganda.
I want to ask you guys, have you ever saw somebody head get blown the fuck off their shoulders? Because I have. And I've seen what the police come and do after. Yes, there is a scene and everything, but more than anything, they just take names and they're gonna investigate. But the murderers be still right here on the block. And they're still right there on the damn block. So don't give me all that bullshit and talk about, well, they only solve 2% of crime. They're like Nick have already said, their budget does not justify, you know what I'm saying? The work, like what the fuck? You're gonna do 2% of your work and want the full pay? Get the fuck out of here, you fired. And now it's time for us to be those people to step up. We don't have to call ourselves police officers. We can just be us. It don't matter. It don't matter what you call yourself. Just be the protectors of your community. Be what you want your community to be. Because that's the only thing that's gonna bring real change. It's you, not these people who can come in with immunity over you, over your life, can do anything that they want, breaking all types of laws, from traffic laws to abusing you, stopping and frisking your children from walking to the store late at night, to et cetera, however the fuck you want it. If you guys really want to stop the shootings, let's go into these poor communities. Let's go into these violent communities. Let's feed, talk, and learn. Let's reach out and let them reach back. And you will understand that we are all under the same umbrella of this imperialist, you know what I'm saying, fascist nation. Like this, we are all going through the same things. We just have different tribes.
Yeah. Saul Good, thank you so much for the super sticker. Just want to thank you for that. As well as Andrew Matthews says I'm sorry. What was the other one? There was another one before this. I'm sorry.
I starred them. If you click on this where it says starred, yeah.
Okay. You did? I don't have it.
Oh, maybe that only shows up on mine. This is the first one, I think.
Yeah, it only shows. Yeah. The Border Patrol unit cops stopped the shooter. They came in and stopped him, but the other cops did nothing. My question is, why Border Patrol? Why Border Patrol? Like, make that make sense. Like, why Border Patrol just to come into the school? It's weird. Andrew Matthews says the Batman was also the closest depiction to the cops. They were all dirty and they were protecting the powerful. Yeah. But I just wanted to also kind of, harp on the point that Sabi just made, that they don't protect you. And Rome even talked about this statistic that they only solve 2% of crime. They actually have no duty. They have no constitutional duty to protect you, as set out in this article from the American Prospect. It says police have no duty to protect the public. It says, on the subheading says, though often unsaid in police reform debates, numerous court precedents have established that cops aren't obligated to act in the interest of citizens.
There you go.
So
for the people who still want to fund the police, that's why I say, why? Fund them for what? Fund them for what?
Sabi, the whole fucking thing is slave catching. They was Their fucking grandfathers are slave catchers. Why in the fuck will we ever support anything like this or give? Like, I have seen my community be over policed. You know what I'm saying? Because Detroit is a motherfucker. But there's a thing when our community is over policed and it's still overtly violent, when it's still high crime, then somebody isn't doing their job. The criminals obviously are doing their job, but it seemed like somebody isn't doing their job. But see, the thing is this: you Americans fell for that belief that you can stop crime. You cannot stop crime. The best that you can do is control crime. You have to control the drugs. You have to control, you know what I'm saying, what goes in and out. You just have to make sure that your people is clean while they are taking. You have to make sure they have the mental health and the help that they need physically and, you know, and health wise, so they can prosper, whatever. Because people are going to do their cocaine, they're going to do their yada 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 yada. You know, but you have to control the crime. So once we nationalize these things and make these things legal and decriminalize these things, have rehabilitation centers and so on and so on, that's going to prevent crime. We have people with jobs, guaranteed housing, federal jobs, et cetera, et cetera. These things are going to prevent crime, and we're going to, you know, quote unquote, control crime overall, because there is nothing criminal about it, you know. But people are going to do what they want to do. It's all about how we help them overall. You know, we can't stop them from smoking meth. We have to give them the best health care they can to combat the meth, et cetera, so they can have a net to fall on in case they do want to be rehabilitated one day, because it's not on us as a government to control one body or millions above.
I'm just going to read this really quick, just so that, you know, people get more of a gist of what this article is talking about. So to start off here, it says, in the case of one of the cops allegedly admitted that he did not intervene in the altercation because he thought Gelman had a gun instead of hiding from the attacker. This prompted Lozito to sue the city of New York. He lost the case in 2013 because not because the Manhattan Supreme Court judge didn't believe him, or because he lacked evidence, or because the cops had a good reason for not intervening. Lozito lost because of a precedent established by the U.S. Supreme Court. The cops do not have a duty to protect you or anyone. In 2005, Jessica Gonzalez sued Castle Rock, Colorado police for failing to arrest her husband, who had violated a protective order resulting in the murder of her 3 children. Her case went to the United States Supreme Court in the town of Castle Rock versus Gonzalez, where she lost because even though the order required arresting her husband upon violation, then Justice Antonin Scalia successfully argued that a well-established tradition of police discretion has long coexisted with apparently mandatory arrest statutes. The case builds upon Supreme Court precedent in DeShaney versus Winnebago County Department of Social Services, which was in 1989. In the case, young boys were repeatedly abused at the hands of his father, something that the county social services were aware of, but made no effort to remove the child. His mother sued the once the 4-year-old entered into a vegetative state, and the court ruled that the state did not have special obligation to protect a citizen against harms it did not create. Therefore, by these precedents set by the Supreme Court, the police have absolutely no obligation to protect you at all. Therefore, they did not have to have any obligation to go protect any of those kids at Robb Elementary.
Did everybody hear that? Be sure to pass that on.
So therefore, they actually were doing what the Supreme Court allows.
And this is why we don't need why do, like, the thought of these people saying, oh, we live under a democracy and we have a Supreme Court is just laughable itself.
Yeah.
And they talk about putting blacks and minorities in the Supreme Court. No, just get rid of it altogether. Let's just start over. Most of these people are out of touch any fucking way. And we need to nationalize these goddamn corporations. That's going to put most of these people out of power. We got to really think for the long run. This is chess, not checkers. Stop thinking it's pawns.
Yeah.
Start to think of yourself in a higher position, because this is what we need to be aiming to. We need to be aiming to taking over these sectors, taking over these corporations, and doing whatever we can, connecting with whoever we can. And I connect with whoever I can. Like, you guys have no idea the people I have talked to, even racist people, like dead ass racist KKK used to be motherfuckers. But it all comes down to, my plans and what I got going on. I know I'm going to do what I want to do, but you guys got to be ready. And we got to set a goal, man. We got to look at it like this. I don't see myself as a president after the revolution or any type of big leader, but I do see myself as being, some type of frontline type of guy. But I do see a lot of people that can go up there with that political mindset and lead and actually get things done, I should say, because I wouldn't know really what to do.
I want to get Lucky's super chat.
Oh, sure.
Thanks so much for the super chat, Lucky. 3 of my favorite guests all in one place. Thank you for that.
All right, thank you. I think I missed that. I'm sorry. I missed that one. Yeah. But yeah, thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. Also, I just wanted to show a paragraph from this Intercept article as well. Let me see. And the article is entitled "Cops Didn't Stop the Shooting in Uvalde, Texas." But this is an interesting paragraph that I wanted to focus in on. It says, "Those school shootings are both incredibly traumatic and increasing. There have been more than 24 in the U.S. this year. They're still statistically rare." Yeah, apparently, allegedly.
Across the world, yeah.
Yeah. So what are those school police officers actually doing all day, every day, since they are not preventing school shootings? They are harassing kids, searching kids, waging war on drugs, engaged in criminalizing disciplinary problems, and the burden of that falls most heavily on disabled kids, kids of color, and LGBTQ kids in the form of harassment and arrest. That's what actual everyday school police do. So I grew up with school resource officers in my school all the time. We always had police in our schools. In fact, I actually had to go to a class where the police officer was the teacher in my middle school. I forgot his name, but whatever. But yeah, so the thing is that that's what school resource officers are in there for. And they're using, the teachers and the staff are using the school resource officers to put disciplinary action against students instead of the school officials doing disciplinary action on students whenever they
school to prison pipeline.
Exactly.
Yep.
School to prison pipeline. And the thing is that it's like, okay, so if they're not really there to protect our kids, then what, because now you go back.
They're there to put a record on your kids. They're there to put some type of record on your kids so they can get you in the system some type of way to say you were delinquent. Then it's going to go from this to probably CPS cases and et cetera, et cetera. But they're going to get your black ass. Just believe that.
But Rome, remember the Parkland shooter at Marjorie Stone Government, whatever. I forgot the name of the school. I apologize. But I forgot how to say it. But in Parkland, Florida, right? That high school, the school resource officer ran the other way.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Whatever happened to him?
He's still running. He runs so far away.
It's just
oh no, man, them niggas cowards, bro. You can't protect. Like, think about it like this. Think about you being, you know what I'm saying? Think about us having a neighborhood watch around our children's school. Who better than protect our children but us. Right? So think about it like this, like these people don't live in our community. I don't know if they live in these communities where these mass shootings happen. Their children are in schools, so maybe so. But think about it like this: we lie to get our children in certain schools, right? So imagine y'all poor ass out there, and the cops did nothing to protect your child.
Yeah, they did
Whether
nothing.
they lived or died, that is still mind wrecking. That's heartbreaking. That's like, holy fuck. It probably broke so many people's brains. Like you did. Holy fuck. So we have to do better for our children, for our future generations. These are the people that we do this shit for. It's not for us. A revolution isn't for us. A revolution is for the children. It's for the children so they can have a future, the future that we didn't have, so they can carry on and make the world that we gave them even a better place. But we're not going to get there with these people on our way. And I'm so sorry that, a lot of these children have to be basically examples of the fucking system and why it needs to be overthrown. But it holy fuck. And I'm just like, damn, my kids live in Ohio. I'm like, damn. Yeah, so it gets there. And it might hit home for a lot of people, man. But
Yep.
I know I'm if some shit ever happened like that and my kids ever feel victim, just say goodbye to me because I'm going kamikaze and I'm never gonna lie to y'all.
Yeah. Sabby, your thoughts?
Honestly, like if I have kids, they're gonna be homeschooled.
Yeah.
It's just not safe. It's just not safe.
Yeah.
Very different from when I was in school.
Yeah. Yeah, same thing for me. So I really don't know what else to say about this because I'm at my wit's end. We've talked about the underlying issues and having to tackle that. We know that the politicians are feckless and they don't want to do anything. And so the best thing for us to do is to learn how to take care of our own if we possibly can. And that in itself,
Motherfucker, stop being an individual. Motherfucker, stop being that individual. Get out of that, jump out of that individualist mindset. Jump over all the borders that you put amongst each other because this motherfucker too light skinned, he too dark skinned, that motherfucker Spanish, that motherfucker white. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. I leave all that shit behind because I know I have way bigger enemies. My enemies have nukes. Your enemies have a different skin color. Your enemy have a better car than you. We are different, but we can get on the same fucking level. We can get on the same level here. You know what I'm saying? Let's get this shit going. So,
all right.
Yeah.
So, are you guys ready to move on to the David Soretta thing?
Let's do it. I have the links in
right.
the private chat.
I already got to them, Sabby. I'm way ahead of you, sister.
Oh.
I got you. So okay. So I'm going to let me share the screen first because it's gonna be kind of interesting. And I'm gonna have to give a thank you to CJ as well. But this just happened. So David Soretta.
Oh boo hoo! Oh boo hoo!
Blocked RBN. He blocked RBN. Now, why did David Soretta block RBN?
We went harder than that year.
Let's see why David Soretta blocked RBN. I mean, never mind dialogue and actual engagement, but whatever. So RBN account says, David Sirota, there's a climate crisis happening. It's a ticking time bomb. CJ said, then why the fuck are you trying to go through the Democratic Party, which is the slowest way? Gaining power through the Democratic Party is the slowest way to gain power.
Facts.
Now, let's listen to what CJ has said. CJ, take it away.
But in the short term, right, in the context, for instance, of the reconciliation bill, all you have right now is a Democratic Party and a Republican Party in Congress. Like you've got to try to get, like, there's a climate crisis happening. It's a ticking time bomb. Like you have to try.
There's a climate crisis. There's a ticking time bomb. So why the fuck are you trying to go through the Democratic Party, which is the slowest way? That's our point. We don't have time for electoral politics. The very point you're trying to make applies to you. Going through the Democratic Party for any sort of climate change is the slowest way to get there. Gaining political power through the Democratic Party for leftists is the slowest way to get there. Leftists would gain more power faster through a third party than through the Democratic Party or the GOP. How? Let's say AOC, all of the squad, Bernie Sanders, all of a sudden overnight switch to the Green Party. That gives them leverage because both parties are going to need them to get legislation passed, or at least the Democratic Party. So now it's, you want my vote, I need this, this, and this. But if you join a party, it's, you're my friend, don't rock the boat. Yeah, we'll get to your thing next time. Meanwhile, people are dying. This is the issue with wealthy, rich, white leftists being the main voices. They're willing to sell the issues that are important to you out to get the issues that's important to them done. There are plenty of white allies that are great. But the wealthy ones who have been a part of this left media infrastructure for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years or more, you are the problem. You are the problem for the left. You've been a part of this left at the table speaking all these years. What have materialized from your strategy? What has materialized from your strategy? Rational National, the squad, how's that going? Humanist Report, TYT, Majority Report. This is the problem.
Well, now.
I have the tweet about what David said after that video went out. You got that one too?
Yeah, I got that
Okay.
one too. So,
because you know he might delete it.
Oh, of course. So this is what David Sirota did and said right somewhat after CJ said what he said. David Sirota said, having been consumed with negative thoughts, self-loathing, and feelings that literally nothing matters at all, never felt worse in my working life, frankly. So I'm going to try to log off this horrible website for a few days and let our Lever News staff tweet from this account.
Oh, boo-hoo. Nobody give a fuck about your white man tears, nigga. Get over it. People are fucking dying and you sheepdog. Dog, you got some fucking nerve to try to take some fucking break. Like, wait, no. There is no breaks in this, bro. What you talking about? And see, that right there is why you shouldn't even join these motherfuckers, quote unquote, fight. There's no real fighting if you taking some breaks and you get, we get our feelings hurt all the time. You know how much death threats I get and people telling me what I should do with myself. You got me fucked up if you think those words gonna get to me. Fuck out of here. Boo fucking who, nigga?
Well, I just I just want to say for people who are not aware, David Sirota is another one who is wealthy. And you see what happens when things get just a little bit too difficult. See how easy he can just leave, just peace out. He can't, if you can't handle that, how are you going to handle trying to beat the Democratic Party? Now, this is someone who was Bernie Sanders' speechwriter. But you see how far he's willing to go.
That's why
you see what I mean?
Had them still speeches.
I'm very empathetic from when people start to feel a certain way and they feel like they need to log off Twitter. Hell, I did it. So I understand, how that feels. However, when it comes to when people like us are saying this isn't working. Now, I didn't hear CJ at all insult David Sirota. He didn't, say anything about his character. And so because of that, I don't know if it's because of that. I'm be honest with you. It could have been because of a multitude of things. But the thing is back to CJ's point. If you know this is happening and you keep going through that same party that absolutely isn't doing anything. Look, what has Joe Biden been doing? He has been approving, permits for drilling. He's also been pro-fracking and approving fracking permits, right? When it comes to Joe Biden, the man doesn't believe in science. He doesn't. Okay. And then on top of it, our military is actually one of the main polluters, that we have. And so increasing that military budget in order to, push more troops and to basically fatten the pockets of the military industrial complex. This is the Democrats doing. And your same boss, Bernie Sanders, decided to send more money to Ukraine. $40 billion.
Than we ever got.
Right?
This all these people using these platforms, all these people, it's a change, and they feel it in the climate, and this is why they take their little shots and whatnot. And I'm gonna address you. I don't care who likes it or not. I'm gonna address anybody that I want to on my platform. We're gonna say what the fuck we want about whoever the fuck we want because we feel how we feel, and it's been too long that they have been lying to our people.
Yeah.
Getting our people killed. Yeah. These votes, these people, these the way these people use their voice and their platforms, it's not just, a one and done type thing. These actions have consequences. All of them have consequences, and you will be held accountable from the left on RBN, whether you like it or not.
I just want to show I want to add on to that too about what CJ was saying about the voices in this space. If I can share my screen really quick.
Yeah, sure.
I responded to that message from RBN that made David block us. And I said, they're also willing to put Black issues last. They want us to be okay with people like John Fetterman hunting down a Black jogger just so they can win. And this is a big problem. The number of people who I've seen, whether it's on social media or in the chat or whatever, make excuses for John Fetterman for what he did, which he does not deny and which he did not apologize for. John Fetterman said he doesn't think he did anything wrong. So the number of people that said, oh, well, that was in the past, just suck it up and move on. Whenever it comes to Black issues, and I'm talking about on the left, I'm not going to go into the right because we already know how they are. When it comes to Black issues on the left, they always put our issues at the bottom of the list. Every time they want to use our pain or ignore our pain, they want to ignore our pain just so they can get that candidate to win. And I hope this is a wake-up call for people. I hope this is a big wake-up call.
If George Zimmerman was running for the Democratic Party, they would have made excuses for him.
Yep.
Well, he was just trying to do the right thing. So my thing is, all this. In fact, somebody like David Sirota he's more privy to the inner workings of the Democratic Party than CJ is. So he knows even more than what CJ knows.
Yeah.
And so to get to a point where you won't even have dialogue with us in order to see why we feel this way. And maybe, just maybe, if you feel that you have the right position, then try to convince us of the correct position if you
But
think that
they
we're
know
wrong.
they know there is no debating. There is none of that. You know, there is no coming
but here-
together because they know their position. They know their position. He's a Hollywood executive. He's playing his part. Hollywood is a branch of the American of the American military, the American government, however you want to put it. They are just as worse as these people going out there and killing people. They actually inspire people in their movies to go out there and kill and rob and sell crack and do whatever the fuck. So yes, he's playing his fucking part. I don't trust people like David. I never fucking will.
Let me say this. For anybody that is a reformist for the Democratic Party, please do not come to us and say that you guys are too beyond the pale because we're trying to talk to you guys, and it's like, yeah, our DMs are open. We have been open to talking to people who have a difference of opinion. But look at people like David Serrata that shut that door the moment he had any pushback, especially from somebody that looks, that's somebody within the same texture and hue as I am. That has similar amount of melanin in their skin. And so
they try to deplatform us. You know these block lists. I seen these. I don't know if you've seen the block list, but I seen these block lists. All these people get us on these block lists. They try to shut our platforms down. They try to ignore us, act like we're not making noise in this motherfucker. But they feel us, and this is why he did block us, because he know that we up next, and we're going to be a hell of an influence, especially during these midterms, when we fucking telling the truth and actually laying down what the Democrats have done and what they haven't, and what are they going to do with that with their platform if we sitting here, basically debunking every damn thing that they are trying to, all that bullshit that they're trying to spit out.
But here's my question. Like, if we are open to dialogue, it screams something about them when, if they get even the slightest pushback, then they don't want to hear it. And it's extremely telling to me that it's like, instead of he could have even responded to RBN and said, maybe we should have a conversation, about this because I feel differently. But that hasn't happened, and it feels like he just doesn't want to. And so,
what's the conversation? How can you have a conversation? How can you sit here and gaslight? The best thing that he did was block us. You're not going to sit here and gaslight a group of black people. You're going to get your career ended. We're going to have that shit clipped. We're going to do you like we did, like CJ and Afeni did Gene and whatever the fuck her name and whatever the fuck his face is. I don't even know him anymore because we made the motherfuckers irrelevant, and we would do the same to him. That shit would be everywhere. You're not going to sit here on camera gaslighting a group of black people. So the best thing to do is block us. So he was smart on that end.
Also, he called out, his class was called out. And that's another thing. Like, when you call out their class, you notice you don't really hear them try to defend that. Because what are they going to say? No, I'm not rich. We got receipts. Like, I'm sorry, but it is who it is. Like, there is a certain element of classism in this space, and you can see who it is and you can see who it's not. And that's a big part of it. For many people who want to say that, well, we want to talk to people that have a certain level of education. I have more education than a lot of them. So that's not actually the reason. So, yeah. It's just embarrassing. Like literally, like, you can't push back. You have to shut down. You have to get someone else to handle your Twitter because you can't take criticism. Man. And you want to fight and beat Democratic Party?
That's what happens when you stuck in an echo chamber and somebody actually sneaks in there and blow that motherfucker up, because everybody been like, yeah, this is gonna work, this is gonna work, this is gonna work for years now, and it haven't worked. Like, we have tried your people's strategies. It's over now. It's time for new strategies. And if this strategy don't work, then so be it. Okay, that's on me. But your strategy have been done. Don't tell me that this can work when it already failed. Now you're just lying to me. So what can you say, David? What can you say? What can Kyle Kalinske say? What can any of these people with these platforms that have been driving these people to their deaths? What can they say against us? Not a damn thing. And they know it. The midterms are coming up, and we are a hell of a threat. So guess what? We're gonna get blocked by some of the biggest names. And it's gonna this is just the start. They have to create these echo chambers. They can't have people like us throwing monkey wrenches and the platform that they have made and the cycle they have put people on, this infinite loop that of electoral politics that they put people on. They can't have us doing this shit
for years.
Yeah,
they've had us doing this for years, you guys, while they kept getting paid. And they're millionaires.
People think, oh, this is just petty, back and forth, blah, blah, blah. No, bro. Once y'all get into this shit, like I worked for politicians, I worked for certain people, and I've been doing this streaming shit. Dog, there is so much power into words. When you are influence people, you know what I'm saying? You getting people on the ground, you getting people to go canvas, you telling people to go donate their money, their time, their life, their body to politicians or this matter. Dude, this shit goes deeper than just us being right here talking shit about one another. No. People are losing their lives. People lost their lives voting for Joe Biden caught coronavirus. You know what I'm saying? Because of people say, oh, yeah, it's safe, just go out. No, it wasn't. You know, your actions, your words have consequences behind them. So fuck yeah, we're gonna speak on this shit. And we're gonna do our best to deplatform these people. Because they deserve nothing but that. Push them to the right where they belong. Stop acting like you are a leftist, because if you were on the leftist, all of us would be on the ground. You already know it. So, all right then, fuck out of here. Ain't no time for all that. No, ain't no time, but time for socialism, but time for communism, but time to bring the people together. We ain't got time for nothing but that. And you guys are wasting our time sitting there getting fat. I'm not trying to diss you, JB. You've been fat, but you were fat. You know what I'm saying? You ain't Kyle Kalinske fat. We watched him get fat off of our money. You're like, yeah, just keep voting.
Y'all clip this.
You're like, damn. You wait, Kyle. Yeah, they're sitting there and telling you it's okay. Just do this.
Look. Let me get up close in the camera and lick my lips, you know. I'm hungry. Anyway, so
I ain't fat saying that. I just don't like Kyle though. I just don't like how he got how we really watched him get fat off of the people's money. Like we really watched that
in a proverbial way. Yeah, I get you.
We really watched that in real time, and he did nothing with this money, nothing with this platform. There's millions of fucking dollars he has consumed. From his Patreon to his fucking YouTube, whatever. Dog, he has done nothing, bro. The first year, everybody on RBN get on the motherfucking ground. The first fucking year. So don't tell me that we don't have time to, we got to pay people to do it. No, you don't. No, you don't. This is the difference. Mm-hmm. This is the real, and this is why you can feel it. Forgive me if y'all feel like I'm fat shaming, but it's just like, it just blows my mind how when I see him now, I'm like, damn, because I used to watch him back in the days. And he used to be like me, you know. I'm like, damn, I can't see. Yeah, I know what road not to go down.
Well, no, I mean, you're talking about in a proverbial way that he has, you know. And I mean, and the thing is that what do we call the super rich? We call them fat cats, right? I mean, hey, remember Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers? Remember that? Savvy, I think you might. Oh
I
yeah,
remember
yeah.
Chippendale. Yeah, Cynthia mentioned that she mentioned that Monday. It's true. Yeah, that Bernie got rich after he wrote that. Well, he wrote a book, but and then money does stuff to people.
Yeah. And my
Like
thing
the
is
donkey,
that one of the main enemies in that was he was called Fat Cat. He was super rich.
Mhm.
He was a rich cat. And the thing is that what trips me out is they will decry all the sins and transgressions of the Democratic Party, but then they'll say, but keep voting for them.
Yep.
And they'll say, well, we understand people's, disillusion with the Democratic Party, but, this person is a progressive and this person should work out. And we've been watching and we've been seeing the evidence. And because we've been watching and seeing the evidence, now you have some of us that are saying, okay, we're done with the experiment. The experiment didn't work. Okay. With Kyle Kalinske and with Cenk Uygur, with the experiment that they did, the Justice Democrats experiment, it didn't work. So therefore, we're going to take a different strategy. See, I'm using the actual word because that's exactly what it is. We're taking a different strategy and we're moving into a different direction, and we're going to go this way. And we're going to go the way that the establishment does not want us to go, because if we go that way, that means we're going to acquire power in a more efficient manner. Therefore, because we're going to this way, now they're disseminating people to go, you guys shouldn't do it that way. If you guys do it that way, then it's not going to work. And we're like, but wait a minute. It worked with the women stuff, the suffragettes. It actually worked with the LGBTQ community. It actually worked with those of us who are part, for the civil rights movement. It worked for all of us. So therefore, third time's a charm. And one thing that I've noticed, and so this is actually from Black Shirts and Reds, which Robert Durden, friend to RBN, has been talking about. He actually did a reading of it. And if you go, I think to the, I think it's the second chapter or the first chapter, whatever. Anyways, but one of the things that you notice is the methods have not changed. In over 100 years, the methods from the oligarchs, from the powers that be, have not changed. So therefore, why should our strategy change from the suffragettes, from the civil rights movement, from the gay rights movement? Why does our strategy have to change? Our strategy does not have to change because it would work back then where they did heavy on the direct action and they use that to push the politicians. Why can't we do the same? Why do we have to switch it up during modern day when they didn't switch it up when it comes to oppressing us? They didn't switch it up, so why should we? And we know it works.
Mm-hmm. JB,
Because some of those people with the largest platforms, though, have already been a part of that machine. That's part of the problem. Like David Soretta he's a part of the Democrat machine. Like, yeah, he may want you to vote for progressives, but let's all remember his wife is a Democrat politician. Like, he's already been inside the machine. He knows how it works. Crystal Ball ran for office. She was also a Democrat candidate. So that's what we have to remember here. At the end of the day, they still want you to say Democrat, Democrat, Democrat. There's no more. Let's stop calling people Justice Democrats. Let's stop calling them progressives. They're Democrats that are going into the Democratic Party. Now, the policies that they are running on, I told my audience this a couple days ago. I'm not going to call those progressive policies anymore. I'm not going to call them leftist policies. Those are class issues. When you talk about universal health care, Medicare for all, that's a class issue. Paid family leave, that's a class issue. Canceling student loan debt, class issue. Wealthy people don't have to worry about these issues. So maybe we need to change our framing, because I feel like the Democratic Party has really co-opted the word progressive. Anytime you can have anyone be a part of the Progressive Caucus, and Bernie Sanders was one of the co-founders of the Progressive Caucus. So he let them change his own damn organization, and now he let him change his own movement. So again, I think we really need to change the framing, and I'm going to refer to them as class issues or black issues or whatever else, anything other than progressive issues, because I don't feel like we have real progressives anymore.
Yeah. Can I answer this? I want to answer this.
Oh, damn. I was trying to.
Sorry. Yeah. Okay. So you said Myrna. You said okay, but what's the strategy? Mutual aid only. I voted Jill Stein. Okay. So, I'm going to defer to what Sabby says all the time, and she says so eloquently and brilliantly. Back then, we used to do 80% direct action, 20% electoral politics. Lately, they have been telling us to do it this way, to do just vote, and then they really don't push you that often to get out there and really do direct action. We're saying let's go back to the way we did it, to the 80-20 rule, at least 80% direct action, right? What did people like Dr. Martin Luther King do? The Montgomery bus boycotts, right? And by the way, it lasted a year. It wasn't something that happened overnight. It takes constant pressure, right? It's not something that you're going to have overnight. But the thing is that basically activating the people to work in their best interest and to basically say to the politicians, you know what? We're done with you. We're doing our own thing. And guess what? We're going to make sure that your bosses, the people who pay you, that they're going to suffer.
And you see, this is the thing. There are lots of strategies, and there are lots of parties and parties of people that have strategies, and this is why it's good to come for the proletarian to come together so we can put together one strategy for all, or at least, you know what I'm saying, some strategies for these communities. See, I'm thinking post-revolution. Like I'm that's because that's what I'm guessing. That's what I'm guessing. That's what she's asking. What is the strategy to get us past the revolution and whatnot? You know, there are everybody has a place in the revolution, right? With the political mindset, there are people out there. You know what I'm saying? We have climate scientists out there. We have people with the mindset who know how to, you know what I'm saying, negotiate and know how to create weapons to bomb, so et cetera, just everyday people. Those are not, you know what I'm saying, the people that we are going to be I should say targeting, but we should be having them under our control more than what the American better than what the American government is doing right now. So the strategy cannot be said out loud right here all together. But this is why we need to start these parties. But I can say this. People are going to come and go, right? I should say that's the clean version. People are going to come and go, and we will rise to certain powers. We will have people that will be more open with their farmlands and stuff like that because this government or because of our organizations. But we aren't going to get there if everybody comes together as a stronghold within their communities, so we can bargain and negotiate with other communities with goods. And because, like I said in another stream, you know, the people of Detroit don't need what the black people of Detroit don't need what the black people of New Jersey need. So imagine if we can negotiate with so on. We're also going to have people like the Green Party, like, you know, whatever other party, the Care Party, who's going to be running locally, who's going to be running electorally, because we're going to have to double back into electoral politics once we have, you know, the proletarian actually running this post-revolution. Once we have the proletarian actually running things, we're going to have to double back into electoral politics because we actually have control over our government, what we say, our goods, and et cetera, et cetera. Electoral politics, proletarian goods, whatever, however you want to say it. But we gotta make our communities one first of all, you know, and the best thing to do is just do what you can and just be nice about it. It don't matter what these people like. I don't fed people with Trump hats on, and I don't fed people with Obama hats on. I don't like neither one of them presidents. They all are murderers. So just knock down them borders that you have built up, and just look for the future wise and think about it like this. A lot of these people don't even know the system that they are living under, so we can fight.
Yeah.
Create a socialist society for them, and say if we did have this socialist utopia, like I always say, if capitalists ever gain ground anywhere else and come and try to wage war against us and call us communists or socialists, the people will rise up against these capitalists and be like, damn, okay, if this is socialism, I don't want to go back to capitalism. So, yeah.
Yeah. And just
there is no there. I see somebody said something about a red brown alliance. That is a unicorn designed to that is a unicorn made up by rich people. You know what I'm saying? That try to divide the working class, because when they say this, they mean they don't want us working with conservatives and shit like that, et cetera, or but these people are under the same class, and we do need their firepower. We do need their bodies for the revolution. We do need their minds for the revolution. So I don't believe there is a red brown alliance. I believe there is, or what was that? The other one was the horseshoe theory. I don't believe in any of that. These are class struggles, and a lot of rich people try to use that those sayings to try to keep us apart. But there is no red brown alliance or any of that, because we have no power here in America. Even our organizations, like unless you a fucking real gangbanger, like but ain't nobody doing nothing.
Yeah.
Like or a white supremacist
Yeah.
that'll go out and shoot somebody. But other than that, ain't nobody doing nothing. There is no red brown alliance. We just fucking poor as fuck. We just poor workers here.
Yeah. I just wanted to before we go, and a lot of people are talking about strategy and things like that. One of the things that I wanted to give a shout out is to Eric Thomas, Eric T. Red. He has his website here. It actually talks about different strategies for if you wanted to go, like for instance, the third party route or something like that. And then it also talks about 11 demands for real democracy. I already shared that in the chat, so you guys can go ahead and take a look at that. That's pretty awesome. So shout out to Eric for that. And so basically, that's pretty much. I don't have much else to share for this evening. We're about to shut down right now. So as far as Sabby, I know you have your call-in tomorrow, as well as your show on RBN and your own channel.
Yep. So tomorrow also, there's a guy coming on tomorrow about a direct action that's happening this Sunday at Harvard's graduation. So it's a free Julian Assange protest. So that should really make some noise. So he's going to come on tomorrow as well.
Nice. All right. Thank you so much. Rome, what you got going on?
I ain't got shit going on, but I'm gonna pop on RBN probably early in the morning. Try to get them early viewers. I know a couple of y'all be up, so I'm gonna try to get y'all. And I'll probably be doing something random, you know me. But other than that, I'm gonna be in Kansas City with Nick pretty soon. We're gonna be handing out diapers. We're gonna be handing out doing a barbecue, all that. I think Right Brain TV will be there filming, so hopefully we can get them down there. It's gonna be good. Oh damn, I forgot. I'm sorry. Yeah, I am doing something. When it stops raining, I'm going to go to the homeless shelter. I'm going to go and cut a whole bunch of people hair. I'm gonna try to film that on RBN. I'm gonna be talking shit like that. That's what I got going on. But that's it.
All right. Thank you so much. Thanks, Mike, for the super chat. It says y'all do great work. Thanks. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Just to stick around, and I will be, here on my regularly scheduled on Sundays at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You guys go, see me there. Please make sure to also give this stream a like if you like what you're hearing, as well as if you're not subscribed, please make sure to smash down that subscribe button and, water your plants, water yourself, smoke them if you got them, drink them if you got them, or be like Sabby and drink beer on Friday nights. Have a nice day.
Sabby, you drink beer?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm answering as if I'm sad.
Sabby was turned the fuck up when we was out there. We at the club and everything. Me and Sabby was at the strip club where her husband. Yeah, I'm playing. I'm lying like a motherfucker.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Oh, yo, yo.